A new superstar heading down the highway in 2025 to join the Cattery. That is Bailey Smith. And yes, we are talking about the runners-up in the Geelong Football Club. Bailey Smith, while his performances on the field were magnificent, third in the Brownlow, made plenty of noise on the field, made just as much of noise off the field. But whether you love him or you hate him, you've got to admire the fact that the Cats always, you can never write them off, and they're always in it. I can't recall a time pretty much since I've been alive where they have been bad. They just always seem to get something right and keep competing, and some might admire it, some might say they're sick of it, but the Cats just won't go down. They went down for 1 year, and then after their premiership, and they were straight back up into finals again, and it's on the back of their recruiting and their coaching. First, that started with Bomber Thompson, and then with Chris Scott. Without further ado, let's go have a look and see how I went with my pre-season predictions for the Geelong Football Club. Let's go. The Geelong Football Club predictions, I predicted them to finish in 4th place, and pretty good effort by myself there in the end, as I got them. I predicted them to finish 4th, and they finished 2nd after finishing 3rd in 2024. So I think that's a reasonably tick. I didn't actually say 4th. I said top 4 around the 4th spot, but I'm not going to give myself a massive tick there, but it's pretty good. And what else to say about the Cats in their 2nd spot finishing there? They were quick, used the ball beautifully all through the season through the likes of Bailey Smith, Max Holmes, not with the brilliant use of the ball. We'll touch on that a bit later, but with the run and carry that those two provided through the midfield. The likes of Brian Myers playing that high half forward role and rolling up into the midfield. I thought Sean Manor, especially in this back end of the season, played such a significant role in that high half forward role, and even went into some centre bounce and wing time as well. But the Geelong Cats finished 2nd, and all in all, pretty good by me, predicting him to finish 4th. Now, we already touched on this player, but my look out for in the preseason was Bailey Smith. And purely the reason why I said look out for Bailey Smith was because he had that year off with the ACL, and I thought people weren't giving him as much credit as they should have, but what he had done in his young and early career at the Western Bulldogs, especially during that final series. Can't exactly remember what year the final series was, but he was playing that high half forward midfield role, and he was like having 30s and kicking 2 or 3 during that final series. It was absolutely enormous. Wanted to play more midfield time. Was squeezed out of the midfield of the Western Bulldogs, the likes of Bontempelli, Liberatore, Richards running through there. At the time, it was McRae before McRae was moved on, but that's who Smith was battling with when he originally got pushed out to a half-forward flank. So went to Geelong to find some more time, and I thought this was a great pickup for Geelong at the time, and it turned out to be, as I mentioned, 3rd in the Brownlow, played 23 matches. Averaged 31.3 disposals a game, ranked elite. He ranked elite in kicks for 19.7 a game. Ranked elite in scoring rollings for 7.3. He ranked elite in inside 50s, 6.4. He ranked elite in clearances for 5.7. He averaged 5 tackles a game as well, and kicked the 8 goals. And what was so noticeable with Bailey Smith, and we've always known what a professional he is by terms of the way he eats, the way he prepares himself. But it was especially on full show this year when they allowed him to spend more time through the midfield of what a magnificent athlete he is. He just doesn't stop running and runs all day. He's run and carry throughout season. Where he was working both ends of the ground, he would often have 30 and have 700 odd meters gained. So that was something that I think people forgot about with the year he had out of the game with the injury. But I think even with the year he's had off, he's gone and even tuned it up a bit more. And you could argue that he's one of the better runners in the game, if not the best, just for how he can run all day and doesn't look like he slows out at any point and gives his all 100% at all times whenever he is doing that. And we see with the way he prepares himself, with the way he counts his food, weighs his food, counts his calories. Yes, he likes to go and enjoy himself, but that's his way he what's the word I want to look for? I'll just go with, it's the way he zones out, cools down, flicks the switch and has his own time. Has come with some controversial things, as we would mention a couple of comments on Instagram saying about getting on the bags. The one that all that was fine, I thought, but when he blew up at the camera lady, I was not a fan of that. She was just doing her job. I thought he was out of line when he knows. Let's not beat around the bush here. Bailey Smith loves himself, and why wouldn't you when you look like that? Let's be honest. But he loves the camera, and he knows what a polarizing figure he is. He is the face of the AFL at the moment. He is the face of the AFL. If you want to go like perfect AFL, like what the AFL want it to be, the AFL want it to be Nick Dacos. But it's Bailey Smith, whether they like it or not, because people are attracted to how rogue he is, how no-care attitude, and just how thoroughly himself he is. And he expresses that and doesn't care what people have to think. Sometimes he pushes the line, and he does own it. That's the thing. He says he doesn't regret it, but he does own that he needs to work on it. So I think he's just a work in process. Hopefully he can tune a few things in. Maybe when you say you're going to let the phone go with Mad Monday, you let it go. Just the only one that I wasn't happy with was the blowing up the camera at the photographer. The sticking the finger, absolutely fine for me. But all in all, Bailey Smith, great season, great pickup for the Cats. Best game was round 12 v West Coast. He had 38 disposals, kicked a goal. This is what I'm talking about here. Kicked a goal, 8 inside 50s, 8 score rolls, and a whopping 834 metres gained. Massive tick for Bailey Smith and the Cats, in my opinion. Just he needs to tone it down, and I think that will come. He's just finding himself, I think, and it's the way he expresses himself, and he'll continue to learn. Hopefully, Geelong is the right environment to get around him, I think, so hopefully he can work on that, because there is no doubt if he continues to put performances like this together, season on season on season, Bailey Smith is a potential future Brownlow medalist. And then he would be officially, if he's not already, the face of the AFL. Bailey Smith was my lookout for, and that is a massive tick for me. Now, my needs to lift was Mark O'Connor, and I think that's a cross for me because he was especially impactful in certain parts of games, whether it was playing as a key defender or intercepting defender, or going and playing some tagging roles. Did a really influential one on Cam Rayner in the qualifying final. Obviously didn't work in the grand final, but he did play some crucial roles and played every single game in the end. 25 matches, averaged 13.8 disposals, used the ball at 83% disposal efficiency, averaged the 5 marks a game, and kicked a goal from the back line as well. His best game, and this is what I'm talking about, some crucial games he played. Round 10 v Port Adelaide, this is where he's playing purely as a key defender. 28 disposals, going at 96% efficiency, which that's massive. Took the 11 marks, 10 intercepts, and 801 metres gained. So not only was he using the ball well, but he was running and carrying and getting some plenty of meterage. You'd argue some of the Irish players are probably the best users of the footy in the AFL. We found it's hard to find an Irish who isn't a good user of the footy. It's really hard. And what they do too, they always play with a bit of dash. They play on the edge, but they play with a bit of dash. They back themselves in. They take the game on, whether it's run and carry, or they just back themselves to sometimes bite off a bit more they can chew, but that's just their personality, and I love that about them. So Mark O'Connor for the needs to lift is a cross for me. So well done to Mark O'Connor for proving me wrong. Now, shined. I've gone with the Geelong best and fairest winner of 2025, and that is Max Holmes. He was absolutely phenomenal, whether he was playing through the midfield, whether he was playing halfback. He stood up and showed. There was big raps on him early on. Was it Joel Selwood or it was a veteran like that, or Mitch Duncan or someone like that, said that Max Holmes reminds him of a Chris Judd. And when he first said that, we were like, whoa, you're setting a high benchmark for Max Holmes. Now, I'm not saying Max Holmes has got to Chris Judd's levels now. Let's not jump too early, but he's turning into a top player in this competition. 2025 played 26 matches, ranked elite for disposals, just under 27, elite for kicks, 16.8, elite for inside 50, 6.1, 3.8 rebound 50s, elite for score involvement, 6.8, elite for marks, and kicked the 14 goals. So that's what I love about midfielders too. In midfielders, you can consistently hit the scoreboard. So if you're hitting that double figures, 12 plus as a midfielder, I normally think that's pretty good. His best game was round 13 v the Gold Coast Suns. He had a whopping 40 disposals, 10 clearances, 7 inside 50s, 6 rebound 50s, laid the 5 tackles, and a whopping 861 metres gained. Now, I was having this discussion the other day at work, and let me know what you think about this too, but there's a good argument that Max Holmes and Bailey Smith the best 1-2 punch in the competition right now as we speak. They worked beautifully together ever since Bailey Smith coming into the side this season. They just dominated a lot of midfield, and with Tom Atkins down there as well, being that real grunt in and under player to help them out. Is Bailey Smith and Max Holmes the best 1-2 punch? Their running carry is so impactful on the Geelong Football Club and often just tear opposition midfields and defences apart. Is it Max Holmes and Bailey Smith? The other one I would throw up, or is it Noah Anderson and Matt Rowell? They're probably my two that I can think of at the moment. Let me know what you think in the comments, who your two would be, or is Max Holmes and Bailey Smith right? Or is it Noah Anderson and Matt Rowell, or whoever? If there's another suggestion that you're thinking, let me know in the comments. Well, there you have it, guys. There is my reviewing my pre-season predictions of the Geelong Football Club. I predicted them to finish 4th. They finished 2nd. I said, look out for Bailey Smith. Massive tick there. Was a bit off with the Mark O'Connor one, but I'd argue that I put him in needs to live, and he delivered. And shine was none other than Max Holmes. But thank you guys for watching along. It's obviously the penultimate one of this series when we go on to the premiers in the next video. But thank you guys for watching and listening along. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to leave a like and comment on this video. Turn the notification bell on so you're notified whenever we upload, and hit that subscribe button. If you're listening to this via Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure to leave a like and comment on this episode. Turn notification bells on so you're notified whenever we upload. Hit that follow button. Share this off to a mate who you think might enjoy it. And most importantly, guys, please remember to leave a 5-star rating on this episode, as that does help push the show out there to newer listeners. Thank you guys for listening or watching along wherever you are streaming this. And until next time, I'll see you guys then.